It's 7 o'clock, and you're watching Good Day OK.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Good Day OK. It is 7 o'clock, the Power Hour. I'm Jasmine Anderson.
And I'm Adam King. We got a great look for you outside. That sun getting ready to rise. Going to be a beautiful one for you today. Let's get to Danielle Davis and your forecast this morning.
Hey, beautiful sunrise, a beautiful sunset expected today. That's going to be thanks to a little bit of cloud cover rolling on in right now. Mostly cloudy across parts of western Oklahoma, and we are looking at some cloudy conditions continuing to build into central Oklahoma as well to start your morning off. Temperatures not so bad. It's cold. Yeah, we're in the winter season, but 34 degrees here in Oklahoma City right now. That's going to be above average of 27 and 38 in Shawnee, 35 in Ponca City, freezing in the northwest right now. Check it out, 23, that cold spot in Beaver right now. Bundle on up. Winds on the most part are about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Hope in that breezy spot all morning though, up to about 17-mile-per-hour winds sustained right now. And it does feel like 27 here in the city, at 34 in Hobart, 31 in Stillwater and Ponca City right now. So cool morning, but this afternoon looks fantastic. 58 degrees at 12 o'clock. And we'll look at those clouds. We're going to break up a bit. Some sunshine later on this afternoon. 60s as we head into the 5 o'clock hour still. And check it out. Highs today, 65 here in OKC. All of us across the state above average, even into the 70s nearly as we head into southern Oklahoma. Another strong cold front does arrive though tomorrow. Even a few flurries in the forecast we'll talk about coming up in just a bit. Pike Pass steer clear. Traffic updated at 7:01. Map is looking good and green out there for most of the Oklahoma City metro. We got a little bit of slowdown accumulating there around Airport Road for eastbound I-44. So keep that in mind if you are traveling that direction. We also still have a crash reported for western and eastbound I-240 there in southwest Oklahoma City, but not seeing any major slowdown there either. Keep in mind I-235, I-44 interchange work also continuing there. You really want to give yourself a few extra minutes. Pay close attention to the signage for all of those constant lane shifts. You'll see traffic cones and barrier walls in place there as well. Let's take it live to our Pike Pass steer clear traffic tracker. Right now we're on eastbound Kilpatrick Turnpike in the Broadway extension. Roadways looking wide open. Never wait more than 10 minutes for traffic and weather together.
And happening today, the Metro's 4 major health systems are uniting, urging compassion, compliance from all Oklahomans, holding a virtual press conference today about the current COVID situation in the state.
It's frustrating and exhausting for all, and Fox 25's Wayne Stafford is live at SSM Health now. Wayne, what's the main message that they're trying to get across here?
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, they're saying their workers are overworked and that they need the community's help as we continue through this pandemic. This virtual press conference will be happening at 11 this morning, and they're uniting SSM Health alongside with Integris, Mercy, and OU Health have come together to pen a letter to Oklahoma City as well as the state as well. They said in part, our emergency departments are overflowing. Our caregivers are still strong, but they are exhausted. These are heroes, but they can't keep up much longer. The Oklahoma City healthcare system is at a breaking point. They say that people in need of emergency life-saving care might not be able to get help because of growing COVID cases. And it's worse this time around. They say they have 300 fewer beds than they did this time last year, but have the same number of COVID positive patients, which will continue to go up at least for the next few weeks. So here's how you can help. They say that they only want to see you in their ERs if you are experiencing a true emergency, like trouble breathing. They also say to get vaccinated and get boosted. Also, wear your mask, socially distance, and stay home if you are sick. And finally, they ask to be kind to their caregivers and coworkers as violence against healthcare workers is at an all-time high. Just some important reminders right here, and also a look into the situation that caregivers are facing here in the Sooner State. Again, that virtual meeting is happening at 11. We'll have more right here on Fox 25. Back to you.
Thank you, Wayne. We got your back taking a closer look, a deeper dive at some of those ICU numbers.
And Jennifer Falsetti has been monitoring the situation at the live desk all morning. Jen, how many ICU beds are available at this point?
Well, Jasmine, Adam, that number is 0 right now. According to OKCHospitalReport.com, 0 ICU beds available across the metro as of this latest update. That includes SSM Health, OU Health, Mercy, and Integris, and it even includes OU's Children's Hospital. 0 ICU beds available there. So certainly a dire situation. As far as the number of COVID-19 patients that are being treated right now, seeing some of the highest numbers of the pandemic, SSM Health
Health reporting 223 COVID-19 patients, OU Health with 134, Mercy with 97, and Integra seeing the most patients right now, 283 COVID-19 patients in the hospital right now. So hundreds of people sick with COVID-19 in the hospital in Oklahoma City right now. So certainly a dire situation for them. We will continue watching for updates here at the Live Desk.
And Jennifer, really quickly here, because you talk about the number of patients in ICU beds that there are none available, but experts keep saying, we're getting close. We keep hearing to hitting the peak of this. But once we hit the peak, they also are very, very wary that this is not over and there's a bit of a lag behind there. Can you explain that for us just a little bit?
Well, so what's important to mention, and one of the biggest models that we've been going through this entire pandemic, is the Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation at the University of Washington. Their projections have pretty much been spot on throughout this entire pandemic. It is showing the peak hitting around January 17th. So that peak, according to that projection, has already hit. However, the peak when it comes to hospitalizations is usually delayed from the peak of the number of new cases, which puts it sometime in the month of February. So it could be a while before we reach that, which is why the hospitals have that urgent message, and this is only going to get worse before it gets better.
All right, Jennifer Falsetti, amazing work there, all over it as usual. Now, we got kids going back to the classroom today. Mustang Public School says all schools returning to in-person learning today, but officials expect more absences because of COVID and say classes, grades, or buildings could still close.
Middale is also returning to the classroom, but will require all students and staff to wear a mask. Two Putnam City schools, Putnam City High and James Capps Middle School, will continue distance learning today. The district says it's because of staffing shortages and a lack of substitute teachers. All other schools will return to in-person learning.
Edmond moving off Heartland Middle School, first graders at Northern Hills Elementary, kindergarten classes at Orvis Risner, and kindergarten and fifth grade classes at Ida Freeman to remote learning today and tomorrow. And in Norman, all of Adams, McKinley, and Washington Elementary will be distance learning. So at Longfellow Middle School, fourth graders at Kennedy Elementary, and kindergartners and fifth graders at Cleveland will also be staying at home.
And new for you this morning, Fogarty Elementary in Guthrie will switch to distance learning today after multiple staff members called in sick. Parents will receive school assignments for their kids. Grab-and-go meals for breakfast and lunch will be available at the school from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m.
We got your back, keeping track of all the latest school closures and openings for you. You can stay up to date with our KOKH News app. Search KOKH on Apple and Google Play. The best news is that's free.
Today at the Capitol, Governor Kevin Stitt is expected to announce a new executive order to help address the teacher shortage here in Oklahoma. He will be joined by the Secretary of Education to go over new initiatives to help schools suffering from staffing shortages and prevent more schools from having to shut down. Stitt is expected to make that announcement at 1 o'clock. The Wagner County Sheriff's Office releasing new details on a deadly shooting involving a deputy. The suspect was shot and killed has been identified as 31-year-old Stefan Griffin. Officials say he was carrying a knife when he attacked two deputies during the arrest. The sheriff's office says Deputy Jay Burke shot Griffin. Burke was injured and taken to the hospital. He's been with the sheriff's office for 5 years now and is currently on paid leave while the shooting is under investigation. A second deputy was also injured and treated at the hospital.
An investigation underway after another inmate, Winfred Lowe, found dead in his cell at Oklahoma County Detention Center yesterday morning. Lowe, booked into the jail last March, was under medical supervision the entire time. The center says Lowe also spent 100 days in the hospital. The state medical examiner will determine the exact cause of death.
The launch of the Oklahoma Medical Marijuana Authority licensing portal will now be open next Monday. The launch had to be delayed because of data issues. The agency can't accept new license and renewal applications until the portal opens. So if your license expires before the portal opens, it will be valid through the 31st.
Governor Stitt believes Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. might be, quote, disgusted by the McGirt ruling. The Oklahoman reports the governor criticized the Supreme Court decision yesterday during his MLK Day speech. Stitt says the ruling created two sets of rules for Oklahomans based on their race. Now, the Muskogee Nation had a response to the governor, telling Stitt he's no Martin Luther King Jr. because he stood for truth and justice, while the governor's, quote, pouting and dishonest fear-mongering about the effect of tribal sovereignty exhibit neither.
Now your Fox 25 Storm Watch forecast from the Muffin Roofing Weather Center.
Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday to you. Pretty mild start to the morning. A few more clouds rolling on into central Oklahoma. We'll look at temperatures making their way into the mid-50s at 11. Highs today, mid-60s, with a few peaks of sunshine later on this afternoon. Winds from the south today, about 5 to 15 miles per hour. And it's going to be a beautiful one for you. But we do have a fire threat, near critical fire threat today, especially out in western Oklahoma. High Wednesday through your Friday as well, with winds picking up thanks to your next weather maker. So check this out right here. We have a cold front on its way right now back into the Dakotas. Brings in colder air, strong gusty winds, even a little bit of snow for some here across the state. Now let's talk about your winds, because it will be pretty impactful as we head into your Wednesday. Let's say around sunrise, you're getting up, you're heading to work. We'll see wind gusts 30 to 40 miles per hour here across the state, and then about 25 to 35 as we head into your Wednesday afternoon and into the evening as well. Stays breezy. We also have a chance for a little bit of snow. Right now, best chance coming in northwestern Oklahoma and back into the Panhandle. But right now, light amounts, and most of us really just going to deal with bone-chilling air and temperatures into the forecast. We'll talk more about that and time out your snow chances coming up in 10 minutes.
Pike Pass steer clear. Traffic update 7:11 here on this Tuesday. Map right now overall looking pretty good. Got a few slowdowns for you to keep in mind. One of those there around Airport Road for eastbound I-44. Also some slight slowdown around this construction project, this ramp closure here for westbound I-40. The off ramp to Sooner Road is closed, and Sooner Road narrowed down to one lane in each direction between Main Street and Will Rogers Road. Seeing a little bit of slowdown there for westbound I-40 this morning. Let's go ahead and take it live to our Pike Pass steer clear traffic tracker. Right now we're on southbound I-35 and northeast 36th Street. Roadways here definitely looking busier this morning, but no major slowdowns. Never wait more than 10 minutes for traffic and weather together.
Shelby, thank you. Every year, police get hundreds of guns off the streets.
Still ahead, we're going to take a closer look at how officers prevent those guns from falling into the wrong hands.
All right, guys, imagine, if you will, capturing the essence of a campfire s'mores treat and then putting it in a coffee cup. That's literally what they did here at Jitter's Coffee, and this is just one of the many specialty flavors that they have here on the menu. I'm excited to tell you the rest, and can you already tell I've had a few sips? Stay tuned for more right here on Good Day OK, huh?
Yeah, we can certainly tell, Malcolm. What a great combination there, too. They have so many things there. We're going to check in with Malcolm after the break. But first, here's a beautiful live look at more this morning. You're watching Good Day OK.